Welcome. In the last class, we are discussing about the curve tracing. Actually we are discussing the properties of derivatives from the geometrical point of view. So, that if a function is given, then how to trace the curve of the function, right. And we have discussed some important properties like maxima and minima, where the first derivative is 0, and if the second derivative is positive, then it is a minima point, and if second derivative is negative, then it is a point of maxima. Okay. And the slope of the curve gives the is represented by the first derivative of the function. Now, we shall test an important property called concavity and convexity, right. Concavity and convexity of a curve. We know if the curve is like this, then it is concave from upside, convex from downside, right. So, if any curve, say this is any curve, suppose this is a point P, right, and we draw a tangent at point P to the curve. If in the neighborhood of this point P all the points are lying above the tangent, then we will say obviously it is a concave the curve is concave upward. So, it is concave upward, concave upward. Okay. So, that you can see the first derivative is increasing. Okay. So, here our second derivative of the function is f of x and x. So, the second derivative of the function is greater than 0. So, if the function is concave upward, then our second derivative of the function is greater than 0. And what about if we draw the tangent here, say P dash? Here you can see all the points in the neighborhood of P dash are lying below this line. When the points are lying below this line, so it is obviously it is concave downward, concave downward, or in other words we can say it is convex upward, and this one is concave upward or convex downward, right. So, when it is concave upward, it is convex downward. When it is convex upward, it is concave downward. So, for here our function value the first derivative is decreasing in the neighborhood of this point P. Therefore, the second derivative f double dash x will be less than 0 for this situation, and for this situation the second derivative is greater than 0. This is the test of concavity and convexity of a curve. And suppose at this point we draw a tangent, say any point C, and you can see here the direction of the bending of the curve changes. At this point you can see the direction of bending of the curve changes, and this is called the point of inflection. This is called point of inflection. And here the second derivative will become 0. At this point the second derivative will become 0, f double dash x is equal to 0. Okay. But if we take third derivative of f of x here, it is not equal to 0. So, we have discussed 3 points, 3 important points of a curve. One, where the function is concave downward, another where the function is concave upward, and there is a point where the bending of curve changes called point of inflection. Here the double derivative is less than 0, here the double derivative is greater than 0, and here the double derivative is equal to 0. Okay. So, with these ideas about the derivative of a function and its geometrical interpretation, now we will discuss how to trace a curve if a given function, if a function is given to us. Okay. So, let us discuss an example. Okay. Before going to trace the curve, we have to follow certain steps. We have to follow certain steps. Okay. First, okay, tracing a curve. Step 1. First, we should determine the domain of the function. The entire interval where the function is defined. Okay. Then if possible, we will define or determine the range of the function, range of the function. So, once you define the domain and range, domain is the entire x and range is the f of x, y, right. Then you can have the idea to what extent the curve is spreading. The function is represented by curve, and to what extent the curve is spreading, that will be can be determined if we can know the domain and range of the function. Okay. Then we have to locate the points where the curve crossed the axis, called intercepts, Obviously, if the function intercepts y at this point, then this point is 0 and f of 0, the function value is here f of 0, and if the function cuts the x axis here, then here the value is, your function value is 0 and x value is say x. So, one is x 0, another is 0 f of 0, okay. And this is y intercept, this is x intercept. Okay. So, y intercept, is our, the point is 0 f of 0. That means, in the function we have to substitute x is equal to 0, we have to put x is equal to 0, find f of 0, that will give us the y intercept, and x intercept is we have to put f of x is equal to 0 and find the value of x. So, that this is the point. Okay. So, then we can have an idea how it is crossing the axis, the curve is crossing the axis. Then find f dash x and f double dash x, from which we can determine points of maxima or minima concavity or convexity. Okay. Now, with all these ideas, we can trace out the shape of the curve. Okay. So, these are the steps, minimum steps to be followed before tracing a curve. Let us now discuss an example. Okay. Let us trace the curve for y is equal to f of x is equal to x plus 1 by x. F of x is equal to x plus 1 by x. At x, when x is not equal to minus 1, okay, because sorry, at when x is not equal to 0, x is not equal to 0, because at x is equal to 0 this function does not exist, 1 by 0, indeterminate. So, except x is equal to 0, this function is defined at every point, f of x is equal to x plus 1 by x. Obviously, the domain of the function is the entire set of real numbers except x is equal to 0. Okay. Similarly, the range is of course the entire range of the function, I mean real numbers except 0 point. Now, let us take the first derivative. And obviously, we do not have any intercepts, because if you put x is equal to 0, the function is not defined at all, right. And if you put y is equal to 0, and then you do not get the solution for x. So, we do not have any intercepts of these functions, either an x intercept or y intercept. So, first three things we have discussed: domain, range, then intercepts. Then we will go for differentiation. What is f dash x now? This f dash x is equal to 1 minus 1 by x square, okay. And what is f double dash x? Its derivative is minus 1 by x square, means derivative of minus x to the power minus 2, that is minus into minus 2 x to the power minus 3. So, it is equal to 2 by x cube. Okay. So, f dash x is your 1 minus 1 by x square, and f double dash x is equal to 2 by x cube. Okay. Now, this f dash x, this implies first f dash x when x square is your greater than 1, then this will be a fraction, right, which is less than 1. Therefore, 1 minus this thing will be less than 1, which is positive number. Okay. So, this f dash x is greater than 1 when x square is greater than 1. Then sorry, it is greater than 0, it is positive. Then f dash x is less than 0 when x square is less than 1. Obviously, from this equation, when x square is less than 1, suppose it is 0.1, then 1 by 0.1 is 10, 1 minus 10 is minus 9. So, when x square is less than 1, this ratio is greater than 1. So, 1 minus this is a negative number. So, it is less than 0, and this is equal to 0, f dash x is equal to 0 when x is equal to 1. So, this x is equal to 1 is a stationary pointer, point of extremum, maximum or minimum. Okay. Now, what about f double dash x? F double dash x is 2 by x cube, right. So, when x is greater than 0, when x is greater than 0, how this is changing? When x is greater than 0, it is positive, but when x is less than 0, it is negative. Therefore, for x greater than 0, the function is strictly increasing, and for x less than 0, the function is strictly decreasing. So, f dash double dash x is 0 less than 0, I mean is greater than 0 when x greater than 0, okay. And f double dash x less than 0 when x less than 0. So, here strictly increasing function, here strictly increasing and strictly decreasing. Okay, we will discuss how the curve is showing. Okay. Let us trace the curve. Okay. Another thing we have already discussed in previous classes, that if f x is even function, the shape of the curve or the graph is symmetrical about the y axis. If f of x is an odd function, then it will be symmetrical about the quadrants, means the first quadrant and third quadrant will be symmetrical. If it is an even function, that is f of x is equal to f of minus x, then it will be symmetrical about the y axis. So, this function f of x is equal to x plus 1 by x, you can see if x is positive, so for plus x it is this much, for minus x it will be minus of x plus 1 by x. So, f of x is equal to minus of f of x, f of minus x is equal to minus of f of x. So, it is not even function, it is an odd function. So, as it is an odd function, the graph will be or the curve will be symmetrical about the first and third quadrant. Okay. Now, our this function f of x is equal to x plus 1 by x. Okay. One more thing also we can say, that here if we find the third derivative of f of x, it is minus 6 by x to the power 4, it is minus 3 into x to the power minus 3 minus 1, it is minus 6 by x 4. So, you can see that at x is equal to 1, where the first derivative is 0 and the second derivative is equal to minus 2 by x cube, third derivative is minus 6 by x 4, it is not also 0, right. At this point x is not the third derivative is not also 0. Okay. Now, our this function f of x is equal to x plus 1 by x, right. It is combination of two terms, x plus 1 by x. Let us discuss what happens when x is approaching 0. When x is approaching 0, this 1 by x is tending to infinite, remember, is not it? So, it is assuming a very large value, while x is gradually diminishing. Therefore, the entire function will be dominated by 1 by x shape when x tends to 0. Okay. But when x tends to a very large values, your 1 by x is gradually reducing as x is increasing. So, when x tends to infinite, this term is reducing to 0, and this is gradually increasing, this x factor is increasing. Therefore, this will be dominated by f of x is equal to x when x is tending to a large value, say infinite. Okay. So, for x less than 0, the function, the curve is like 1 by x, which is rectangular hyperbola. Okay. And for large value of x, it is the curve is f of x is equal to x. So, the f of x is equal to x curve is a straight line. Okay. At x is equal to 1, the function is, the first derivative is 0. So, here we have got a minima. So, you see here from here onwards, as x is increasing, the function is tending, is approaching this straight line f of x is equal to x, because this is dominating. When x is approaching towards 0, the function is tending towards this 1 by x curve. So, the curve will be like this. This is our 1 by x curve, sorry, this is f of x is equal to x curve, this is f of x is equal to 1 by x curve, and this is our f of x is equal to x plus 1 by x. This is our curve in the first quadrant. Similarly, in the third quadrant, it will be like this. It is just symmetrical. Okay. This is 1 by x, this is x, this is x, this is 1 by x, and this one is x plus 1 by x. So, this is the tracing of the curve f of x is equal to x plus 1 by x. So, here f double dash x is positive, means f dash x is strictly increasing, slope is increasing, f dash x is increasing, and here f dash x is decreasing. Okay. That we have seen. So, this is the shape of the curve for this particular function f of x is equal to x plus 1 by x. Okay. Now, we can plot some more examples. Okay. Let us trace the curve f of x is equal to 1 by x square plus 1, another algebraic function, algebraic rational function f of x is equal to 1 by x square plus 1. Okay. Obviously, what we have to do? First, we have to see what is the domain and range of the functions. Obviously, the x values for entire value of the real number, the function is defined. So, both domain and range are the entire real number sets. Okay. And the function is first f of x. If we find f of minus x, it is equal to 1 by minus x square plus 1 is equal to 1 by x square plus 1. Okay. So, the function f of minus x is equal to f of x, it is an even function, the function is even function. Okay. Then what are the intercepts of the function? If we put f of x is equal to 0, if we put x is equal to 0, then our f of x is equal to how much? Of course, we will define for all values of x as real numbers here, okay, and f of x also in the real number sets. Then if f of x is equal to 0, f of x is equal to 1. Therefore, the y intercept is 0 1. Okay. The function will intercept the y axis at 0 1. Then let us find the derivative of the function. First derivative f dash x. F dash x will be how much? It is minus x square plus 1 divided by, sorry, minus derivative of x square plus 1 is 2x divided by x square plus 1 whole square, is not it? So, this is f dash x. Then what is f double dash x? F double dash x, it will be minus 2 into x square plus 1 whole square minus take it outside 2x into x square plus 1 derivative of this into this minus the function 2x into derivative of this one is 2 into x square plus 1 into 2x. Okay. Divided by x square plus 1 whole 4. This is equal to minus x square plus 1 taking common 2 into x square plus 1 minus 4x 8x minus 8x divided by x square plus 1 whole 4. Obviously, this will cancel and it will be 2x square plus 2 minus 8x divided by x square plus 1 whole cube minus is equal to minus 2 into x square, okay, minus 2 into x square minus 4x plus 1, okay, divided by x square plus 1 whole cube. No, it is 2x into 2x, it is x square, okay, 2x into 2x, 4x into 2x, 8x square. So, it is 2x square plus 2 minus 8x square, it is equal to minus 2 minus 6x square by x square plus 1 whole cube is equal to minus 2 taking common, it is 3x square minus 1 by x square plus 1 whole cube. Therefore, our f double dash x is equal to minus 2 into 3x square minus 1 divided by x square plus 1 whole cube. Sorry, minus 2 into, it is 1 minus 3x square. So, minus minus this is plus. So, this is plus, okay. 2 into 3x square minus 1 divided by x square plus 1 whole cube. With these derivative values, we can now proceed to test the curve. Okay. So, I have discussed now about these functions, how the function is even. We have got three important informations. The function is even, the first derivative is this much, second derivative is this much. Then we shall discuss where the region where first derivative is increasing or positive, where it is negative, where second derivative is positive, second derivative is negative, and where the points are maximum or minimum, so that we can trace the curve. So, you as a task I have given you, you do it. We shall discuss in how to trace this curve in the next class. Thank you.